Affairs for Manchester United have been registered, and we all know that the situation at Manchester United can't really frighten anyone. However much they had gone ahead to do a very good underground work for the players they're supposed to sign, I tell you what, it doesn't resonate on well with the course of the summer transfer window, because teams are positioning themselves and Manchester United isn't positioning itself because they're still trying to settle up their current situation with the manager of Manchester United. Welcome to this channel. It's the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you're watching us from? I'm gonna really go deep into the discussions of Kobbie Mainoo on how a new set piece coach of Manchester United told him to really mark the guy out of position, and he goes by the names of Haaland. And if at all you remember very well, there was a moment Haaland was brought to the ground by this lad Kobbie Mainoo, and we are all like, all right, they've gone ahead to obviously do the needful. Very many people thought it was a penalty, but it wasn't. And lastly, we're gonna dig deep into Benjamin McCarthy coming out and revealing to us how he might not really return at Manchester United in as far as doing the forward coaching job is really concerned. Let's see close to how many likes. Let's see close to 300 likes. Smash this video and don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, where should we start from? Let's start off with the Manchester Evening News putting out a story that some of Manchester United's transfer targets are unsure if the club will advance with their interest amid uncertainty over Ten Hag's future. United have delayed advancing discussions with certain players. Obviously, you remember that from January to February to April, we had stories coming in through from Fabrizio Romano, Jacobs Ben, and David Austin, Tier 1 journalists confirming to us that Manchester United is planning the transfer summer with Ten Hag, meaning that each and every time Ineos was really conducting talks with these players, they were telling them Ten Hag is going to be your manager, and in the due course, Ten Hag Ten Hag had to be given a chance to obviously talk to that player to see that he convinces him on how he's going to be putting him to the team of Manchester United. And now, from the discussions of January to May, they reach an extent where the uncertainty of Ten Hag's future is really surpassing everything. And some players are like, where are we going to be going? Because no player can go at Manchester United when Ten Hag convinces him to go there and he's not there, and that player will obviously give a green light to obviously coming through to play for the club of Manchester United, because it will depend on the new manager that Manchester United will bring him through, and they will sit down. The manager will be like, I don't want such and such a player, I want so and so. Because when a manager comes in through, when he's new, he wants to be given everything that will see him thrive at the club of Manchester United. So I think that is really a very huge factor, and it has gone ahead to force some of these players to start listening to other offers, like the player we're talking about in particular, known as Olise. A story has also gone ahead, obviously coming through from the academy scoop, and you know this academy scoop is really it's operated by a person close to Manchester United, and it read, Manchester United fear they could miss out on signing Michael Olise, with Chelsea growing increasingly confident of securing the Crystal Palace star signature. Now, this is where you feel like something is not right. You know, we all know that Michael Olise was made the priority transfer signing of the club of Manchester United, and most times Manchester United has gone ahead to miss out onto their priority transfer signings. We all know that, and that shows you the incompetency. And this time round, I wouldn't like to see Ineos, a side who've gone ahead to come out and hail on how they've gone ahead to reinforce, you know, the board of Manchester United, bring in competent people. Joan Cloud is competent, Omar Berada is competent, Jason Willox is competent, and Dan Ashworth is also competent. So if you're having competent people and they are good at doing the job, how come they are giving us results that are really negative? That is my worry. They shouldn't come in here and really give us negative results. They should come in here to give us results of high end. I tell you, these results should be super giving, and we shouldn't be losing out on a player that is willing to come to Manchester United. And it shows you that the player is desperate. You know, he wants to leave Crystal Palace and play for some other extra side. And you've gone ahead to see Chelsea, after Sunday, when the Premier League came to an end on the 19th, on the 21st of May, they were like, we are parting ways with Ancelotti. And it took them just, I think, a week to announce their new manager. For Manchester United, they've not even gone ahead to make the first step that Chelsea went ahead to make on whether to confirm that Pochettino is going to be their manager or not. For Manchester United, they haven't gone ahead to take the first step to confirm that Erik Ten Hag is going to be sacked or not. Remember, this week is gone. They cannot make an announcement over the weekend, meaning that the week is gone. And we are starting Monday, another week into the summer transfer window, without knowing who the manager is. And these players are getting frustrated, and Chelsea have got ahead to harmonize their situation. Everyone knows it that Enzo Maresca is the new manager of Chelsea. You get? Every player that Chelsea is talking to right now knows to it that the new manager is Enzo Maresca. And they have nothing to obviously do with the decision being made by the board. And the players know they have to play for Enzo Maresca. If at all you don't want to play for Enzo Maresca, you rather come out, make it clear, and you'll be sold, you know, as soon as possible. But that's what is happening at Chelsea. At Manchester United, that's not the case. That's not the case. It has gone ahead to raise a lot of uncertainty, and Chelsea are pushing him to sign Olise, and they all want to see Olise coming through to play at Chelsea, and maybe Kyle Palmer being played as a central attack midfielder. Though it's also said that they want to obviously play Nkunku as a number 10 for the side of Chelsea. So Man United still have a chance, but I don't think that these players will wait forever. Olise will be looking to secure his future and know where he's going to be playing next season. He's willing to play for Manchester United. We've already gone ahead to run a story that Olise is what we call a born United supporter. He would love to obviously come in through and really put in a very huge shift for the club of Manchester United. But Ineos is really trying to delay everything. So I would not like us to lose Olise on the side of Manchester United, but if you stand in for the side of Olise, you ask yourself, what is the best thing to do? Should we wait? You get? Let's wait and see what is going to happen. All else, you choose out to go ahead and replay for Chelsea. But he loves to play for Manchester United. He was born a Red Devil fan, and he wants to play for this club. So it shows you that there is a little bit of uncertainty that it will have to happen, or there was inertia towards the end of the season. I don't know what brought that, but it might be a very huge factor that got Ineos from really thinking that Erik Ten Hag is the man here, and obviously trying to talk to other managers, because that's what went ahead to win the situation. And I think towards the FA Cup finale, they're like, Ten Hag can't really surpass Man City. He's going to lose to Man City. And I tell you what, after losing, we'll sack him and get in a new manager. Something that has gone ahead to backfire, because right now, 95% of the fans of Manchester United, whether they're season ticket holders, whether they're the match ongoing fans, whether they're these other fans on socials, they're really flooding the streets of Manchester United with a message: don't sack Erik Ten Hag. And if you are Ineos, you wouldn't like to see to it that you see this manager sacked. And that's why you saw to it that yesterday we went ahead to see two stories giving Erik Ten Hag a go that is going to be kept at the club of Manchester United and at Ineos. There are two Ineos officials that really want to keep Erik Ten Hag here, but this is really coming in at a cost. We might obviously find ourselves losing out on players that would have gone here to come in through at the club of Manchester United. And maybe Olise is also shocked that there is no movement at Manchester United on either Greenwood 1, Amad Diallo 2, and Anthony. I know in the talks that were held by Manchester United and Olise, they went ahead to obviously show him the proper plan on how he's going to be getting into the team of Manchester United. And if you're having Amad Diallo, Greenwood, Anthony, there is no way you're telling Olise that you're going to come in through and you play into the first team, because if you keep Greenwood, it's a different situation altogether. And maybe the plan was like, we are supposed to move on Greenwood before the 30th of June or the 30th of May and see where he's going to be playing next. So we're here to wait and see how that pans out. But Olise to United transfer fears have gone ahead, obviously, be noticed. And we're here to wait and see how things are really going to pan out in the nick of time. Then Laurie Whitwell has come out and really told us something that we never even had a plan about, on how Steve McLaren was in charge, or is now in charge of set pieces, since Eric Ramsey departed the club of Manchester United. He chose Kobbie Mainoo to mark Erling Haaland due to his strength. You get? And when you look at Kobbie Mainoo, he's a very, very, very strong guy. And one will ask, what is the height of Kobbie Mainoo? Because that is the big question to everyone. When you look at here, he's 1.7 meters tall, and I think Erling Haaland is 0.2 meters taller. And when it comes to height, they might not match the height, but I think the physical strength of Kobbie Mainoo, that's why you saw this situation. Let me show you. Let me try to flash to you this situation that really happened in the box. And most people are like, it's supposed to be a penalty. You know, Man City has gone ahead to get very many cheap penalties this season, like the one they got at Old Trafford, you understand. But this time round, it was like, no way, Man City, you aren't getting a penalty. You aren't getting a penalty. And remember this very well. He wrestled him to the ground, and Erling Haaland was like, I can bully you. And Mainoo was like, do you know the lad? You're talking that you can bully. You are 23, 24. I'm 19, but I'm really strong. And it shows you that we're having a proper plan on really set pieces of Man City, because Erling Haaland, if you remember that game we scored 6-3 at the Etihad, Erling Haaland was part of the plan, and I think went ahead to score one of the headers into the mix. So I would like to credit this manager, that is McLaren, on coming up with a proper plan of set pieces in what we saw United do, and we were given a very good go into the mix. So Kobbie Mainoo right now is with the England national. Sorry, it's not with the England national team. Still resting, and is gonna join them very, very soon, because he played a week later and he needs to rest for a week. Then he joins them later. But you all know that if he doesn't get injured, he's gonna go to the Euros. Lastly, Benedict McCarthy. He is the forward coaching staff, forward coach of Manchester United. Ever since when Ten Hag came in here and he was asked on whether he knows his contract is going to be extended, he said, I don't know if I'm going to stay or go. I learned a lot at Manchester United working with Eric Ten Hag. He's one of the smartest managers I've known. Now, Benjamin McCarthy has seen us really win trophies, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and remember last year he was given a lot of praise onto how he found himself in a situation of really putting in a shift to make Rashford a forward he turned out to be in the season of 2022-2023. Though this season Rashford couldn't obviously match his levels, but you cannot really discredit this guy for what he did. But I don't know why Ineos are not keeping him. They have their own reasons, and if at all you feel like you are really getting him out, that means you are like dislodging everyone out of the club of Manchester United, from the coaching staff of Eric Ten Hag, and maybe you don't want him to be. So we wait and see how that pans out. But he's a South African, fellow African, working at Manchester United is really great, and maybe it might really give him a very better experience to obviously turn out to be one of the best managers. His career has not been all well, because there's always been going ahead to be sacked. But I know why Ten Hag brought him in as a centre forward, because we know how deadly he was at FC Porto Blackburn and South Africa as a national team. Benedict McCarthy was really one of the best forwards that I've ever gone ahead to see in the world. I remember him scoring at Old Trafford to knock us out of the Champions League. I think it was in 2003, 2004. You understand? That is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I call upon for your reactions into Michael Olise to Manchester United transfer fears. What do you make about that? And secondly, what are your thoughts about Kobbie Mainoo? Plan executed very well against Haaland. And lastly, Benjamin McCarthy uncertain of his future at Manchester United. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. I'm planning to come live in the next 2 hours. Bye-bye.